Hi everyone, it's Ben from Trekitt, and in today's video we're going to be going through Fjällräven's brand new Abisko Hike 35 pack. This one here. Now that name might be a little bit familiar to you because it's one that's been in Fjällräven's range for quite some time, but this pack is a little bit different from its predecessor, so we thought it deserved a new video. So I'm just finishing packing this, and then we're going to go for a walk around some local woodland in Herefordshire. You'll get to see a few views, and we might even finish up at a pub if we're lucky. Harry's nodding behind the camera, we're going to finish at a pub. So over the course of that, we will talk through this pack, all of its new features, overfit, anything we really like about the pack, and anything else that's new over the previous model. So we're going to finish up packing at the car now. Just got the last jacket to pop in, and then we're going to go for a walk. I must be like 7 foot tall. This is incredible. I didn't know I was that tall. It's so close to coming over my boot. So some of you may be familiar with its older iteration, but this new generation is a completely new pack in terms of fit and features. They do still have the same purpose. Essentially, they're both sort of 35 litre hiking packs, which is about the right size for a day pack or a lightweight overnighter. So if you are using this pack to travel for a day or more out in the hills, it's ideal, but you maybe wouldn't want to use it for slightly more technical pursuits. Sorry, Harry's about to fall over because he's walking backwards up a trail. This pack isn't the lightest on the market. It comes in about 1400 grams. So it's not super heavy, but it's also not super light. But the main advantage of this style of pack is it's designed to be sturdy. So it uses sort of heavier denier materials that are going to be longer lasting, with the intention that it's going to be a pack that lasts you a very long time, or potentially you pass it on to a younger sibling, your children, something like that later down the line, just so that this pack keeps going. So it's quite simple in the way it's designed, and it's just going to be super durable, comfortable enough for sort of day-to-day adventures, and just a really nice comfortable pack to carry. It's unnecessary. Why nature?
What's he doing?
I'm flying the drone through the gap because Harry was too scared to. The main bulk of the pack is made from a super tough 210 denier recycled ripstop nylon, which is a little bit different to the old Abisko Hike 35, which used Fjällräven's G1000. The main difference there is that the nylon is actually going to be ever so slightly lighter, but basically it's a tough, simple and reliable material that will withstand any abuse that you can throw at it and resist a good amount of weather before you need to stick on the included rain cover. But if you do need to stick it on, it's in the top of the pack, so it's nice and easy. Now that we're nice and elevated near the top of the hill, views around Alta Woodlands is a bit hazy today, but it's rather nice out, and this is right on our doorstep. Horses. One of them is hopefully sleeping. It was up just a minute ago, but now it seems to be lying down. The other one's all right though. Oh, it's got a heart on its bum. Isn't that lovely?
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Hello, horses.
You're alive.
Alive and well. We have found a thing. The West Hope Schaffer, I think, circa 1900. It's called the Clipper. And there's things inside. It's a moment of discovery. The barn at the backwoods was built when the property became a farm in the late 1800s. The Clipper was purchased from Alexander Duncan, at the same time, and has clearly remained undercover since then, probably housed in the same barn. This Clipper is unusual in that it was hand embellished with red lining and gold motifs. It was fancy. So this is a good opportunity to sit down and talk a little bit more about the back system on this particular pack, mainly because it would be quite difficult if we were talking about this when we were walking, because it's on my back. So this guy is a little bit different compared to the old Abisko 35. The old Abisko 35 had a fixed back system, which was with just a mesh back panel, which wasn't really adjustable beyond adjusting the length of the shoulder straps. which was great for its simplicity, very simple design, but it didn't then fit as many people. Myself being one of them, I didn't find that that old pack was particularly comfortable because I couldn't adjust the back length to make it fit because I've got quite a long back. So the main thing with this that they've done is they've actually made it adjustable. So you've got an adjustable Velcro back panel here that you should just be able to see the top of. So I can undo some of that Velcro and adjust that. I'm going to leave that where it is because that's fitted for me. Apologies for the wind here because it is getting very windy. But apart from that adjustable back length, you then have slightly different cushioning on the back panel. So you've got this inverted T shape, if I get these straps up out of the way, where you've got this central ventilation channel, but then you have some support for your lower back, and then onto your lats a little bit more, and up around the shoulders you then have the straps here. So this allows for more breathability and ventilation. And then these foam pads here are mesh lines, so they're a little bit more breathable again. So this particular model is the Abisko 35 in the medium large. They also do a small medium. We'll pop up the different back lengths on screen now for you so that you can have an idea and measure your own back length to see which bag fits better. I've obviously gone for the medium large because I've got quite a long back. The rest of the carry system, you've got these comfortable adjustable shoulder straps with chest strap with inbuilt whistle as well, which is useful. Maybe not on a day like today because I don't think we're going to get lost. And then you've got the hip belt. So the hip belt is a little bit different again to the old one in the sense that it has a split channel here, so it should sit nicely on your hips. And then you've got these mesh line pockets, but it also means again it's a little bit more breathable around the hips. And in practice, it's pretty comfortable. It sits really nicely on the hips. You can still access these pockets and it supports your weight quite nicely. We have reached an obstacle. This bridge is in prime condition. Harry almost fell over into this, which was encouraging. But now we've got a new challenge because this bridge is slightly broken. I think Harry's going to fall in. I have a prediction because this is not... Oh, it's fine. Totally fine.
Have a guess how much scrap metal is in this yard?
Many scrap metals.
Monetary value?
At least £300. We're about 4 miles into the walk now, there or thereabouts. So we thought this was a convenient time to stop and talk through some of the features. So we've got a lovely little tree here that has sadly fallen over. But its new purpose in life is as our bench to talk through some of the features of the Abisko 35. Starting with the lid at the top, there are a few pockets and a few other bits with the lid that are worth talking about. So right at the top you have this elastic bungee section which is useful for lashing down things on the top. So a fleece, a waterproof jacket, anything extra that you want to carry, and that is fully adjustable on this toggle here. On the back, which you can't see from this angle but Harry will get another shot, you have a big open pocket on the lid. So I've actually stuffed my fleece inside today rather than using that top pocket just because it made a little bit more sense at the time. And then if I do this back up, on the underside of the lid, which is floating, so you can actually extend this lid up so you can also store things across the top here, you have a mesh pocket underneath that contains your rain cover. So this bag does include a rain cover by default. I'm not going to get it out, but that is there in this pocket. If you choose not to take it, you then get some extra storage on the underside of the lid as well. So when it comes to accessing this pack, under this top lid, it is primarily a top loader. So you have a big top opening so that you can grab stuff like a jacket, things like that from the inside. But you do also, because it's an Abisko, have a side access zip just on the one side. So you can leave it at the top like that, access things from in the middle of the pack. So we've got the drone in here, my lunch and a couple of other bits. But if you need to open it out a little bit more, you also have this Velcro at the top. So that means that you've got really good access, and depending on how you want to pack your pack, if you lay this down, you can then grab things out super easily from the pack. Moving to the inside of the pack, I'm just going to take a few little bits out. Jacket and drone so that you can see a little bit more in there. I'm going to leave my lunch in there though, so that Harry doesn't try and eat it. Inside the pack, you've got one main compartment, but you do have a hydration sleeve on the back, so it is a bladder compatible pack where you've then got a little toggle for the drinks tube, which then exits from the back of the pack. Nice and easy. you have an internal zipped pocket here, which is good as a little security pocket because it's on the inside of the pack. It's only really accessible by you. It's also on the opposite side to the zip, so that if you unzip it, you can reach through and grab it and you're not reaching back through this way. So that's just a nice little secure pocket. Otherwise, it's nice and flush to the side of the pack, so you don't really notice it. So I've just had to unpack the rest of the pack to show you one of the other internal pockets. So you've got this mesh pocket here on the inside that is about the right size for a water bottle or something that you don't want to move around in the pack too much. So if you're not carrying a full pack and you want your water bottle inside for whatever reason, that's a really good spot for it. So it means that they won't roll around inside the pack. Moving over to the outside of the pack, you do have the ability to attach walking poles, or if you so choose, a single ice axe. So you've got the attachment loop at the top here, and then the bottom loop is tucked away down at the bottom near the Abisko 35 logo just here. So if you want to use it, you're hooking through there. If you don't want to use it, you can tuck it back into this pocket. He says not being able to see what he's doing. But you can tuck that back in so it's really nice and clean. That's one thing I do quite like about this pack, is whilst you do have a lot of adjustments and toggles on it, they are quite clean in the way that they adjust, so you're not going to have loads of straps flapping around in the wind, which is something that always annoys me about packs. On the sides, both of them are exactly the same. You get some compression adjusters to help with loading the pack and stop things from moving around. And then underneath, as you can see, you've got a bottle pocket here. I've got my 1 litre Primus bottle in there. That is adjustable with this elastic shock cord, but this pocket is also mesh and it's nice and big, so you can get quite a lot in here. So this is useful extra storage on the pack. But if you don't want a bottle in it, like I've got on this side, it sits with that elastic quite close to the frame of the bag, so it's not going to get in the way and makes the pack feel quite slim. Last bit of storage on the pack is a pair of hip belt pockets. So both hip belts have a pocket on them. They are mesh so that you'll be able to see what's going on inside them. These are a really useful size and really easy to access, so I would use those primarily for snacks, possibly a little bit small for some modern smartphones. I mean, I've got mine here, let's find out. I think that's going to be a little bit too snug, which it is, but that just means I've got to carry my phone in my pocket and I've got more room for snacks in these. We're looking to see if we can afford to buy a house in Wellington. It's not going well. Offers over £600,000. So we've just about wrapped up our walk now. As you can see, we didn't quite make it to the pub, but we have nipped into the local garden centre for coffee and cake instead, which is, you know, it's agreeable enough. I can live with that, especially because Harry paid for it. He did give me the worst slice of cake, just to say. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a rundown of the Abisko 35. If you'd like to learn a little more about it and follow up on anything, there will be a link on screen now to shop the entire range of sizes and colours, because it does come in a few other colours as well. But that's about it from us on today's little adventure. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.